This Vinny Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For all your model railroad needs, check out Yankee Dabbler. Don't forget, 7% discount with BNSF 6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome street graphics for your roads and streets on your model railroad layout. If you guys are looking for sophisticated model railroad electronics, Logic Rail Technologies has what you need. For a 5% discount on certain items, use code BNSF 6951. Alright guys, now it's time for the next step on your layout. Trees! I have been dealing with Bob for 7 years now, and he does excellent work on his trees. So if you need some trees on your layout, check out Long Shadow's Trees. Tell him the Cuz sent you. Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Hi, my name is Vinny, and I will be your host. BNSF 6951 shares videos on layout updates, op sessions, run sessions, rail fanning, contests, and giveaways. Vinny Build Structures shares videos on scratch builds, kit bashing, also tools, tips, and tricks, and he also does a clinic on how to do scratch builds. Finally, on Friday nights, I do a live stream called Hanging with the Cuz. That's right, if you want to hang out with a bunch of great model railroaders, come and check me out on 8 o'clock on Friday night. That's 8 o'clock Eastern on Friday nights. Anyhow, so if you guys and gals think that you might like these kind of videos, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified whenever I upload a video or do a live stream. And then give me a couple of those because that'll help out my YouTube analytics. Anyhow, with all that being said, let's get on with the video. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Alright guys and gals, welcome back to the Oxnard Travel Center build number 5. Today we're going to start working on where we left off from last video, and that is to do the angled wall that you see in front of you there behind the column of the archways. And to do that we had to do some special stuff. If you take a look at the doors down there, I'll show you what I had to do to accomplish those kind of doors, because we can't buy those in a retail store, so I had to actually make mine. So let me show you what I did here for the doors, okay? So the bottom one is the Grant Line product, and it's called the warehouse door and window set, okay? This is what it looks like when it comes out of the package. But what I see in the picture is something that looks like that. So what I do is I took one of these doors here and I cut it apart and attached it to one of these doors to get my full width here. Alright, now let me put that back over here. This wall also gets 5 windows, and as you can see, there's 4 on the main wall here and there's 1 here, and that door assembly goes down here. So with all that being said, this is what we're going to work on first, and then we will go to the bottom picture if we have enough time. I don't want to make these videos too long, but that is what he's calling the ticket windows. And as you can see, and bring this over here and make him a little bit larger for you guys to see, but you can see the 3 windows there. Those all are ticket windows, and it's all part of what we're going to be doing today, hopefully. Anyhow, with all of that being said, let me get prepared here and we will start doing this video. Be back in a few. Alright guys, we are about to start on this project now, and I want you to take a look at something, because we're going to start with the windows first. These windows, if you look at the windows on the ones that you can see up on the upper floor, that is 72 panes. I thought with the 40 panes that I had, it was going to be way too big, but apparently it works out scale. And those are also Grant Line product, and they're called 40 pane window. So anyhow, we're going to start doing the windows in this part of the video here. and I'll cut one out and then I'll do the rest of them off camera. And as you can see down here, I also have my door that's going to be here already drawn out, and we'll do the door last. I got to figure out a way to support that a little bit better. It's not supported very well. Now, also, I told you guys I ordered some X-Acto blades, and I did. It's not actually the company X-Acto, and let's see, it's MLIFE. And it's a 50 pack, and I don't remember what I paid for them. I don't think I paid very much for them, but they come in these little individual packets like that. That's pretty cool. If you need some blades, these happen to be really sharp. I have not experienced a blade that is that sharp. So anyhow, we'll see how I replaced this blade today when I started working on this project. So it looks like the tip is still good. So we're going to go ahead and start cutting some windows out. So here we go. Now again, guys, I'm using the 20,000 styrene for this wall because it'll get covered with the brick, and that will sturdy it up a bit. Plus I'll be putting some supports behind the wall. All right, that's already through. There's 4 passes and it went through. And since I can't see the lines, what I'll do is I extend them out a little bit, just so I know where I need to cut. All right, so we're going to do this guy here. And like I said, I always try and do it a bit smaller than the actual size that I have drawn out there. I could always make it bigger, but guess what? You can never make it smaller. Well, you can. 3 passes. Uh-oh. Some messaging going on there. Alright, I gotta turn this around a bit. And we'll go ahead and cut this guy. I don't think I cut him all the way to the corner. Make sure he's straight. Now, straight is relative. Straight is relative to the side wall here. So that's why I'm lining it up. I'm eyeballing this edge with the edge of the ruler. And that's how I'm seeing if it's square. Boy, these blades really are sharp. I mean, 3 passes and it was through. All right, we gotta turn this guy around this way. All right, there's my first hole. It actually looks like it came out pretty good, but I got a feeling it's going to be small, but that's okay. Like I say, we can always make it bigger, but can't make it smaller. But we need to make this just a little bit wider. Now, when I do this, this is where I really start eyeballing stuff. I'm only going to take a real small amount off of this to get that window to fit in it. It fits top to bottom. It's not long enough this way, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim just a very little bit off of here. Remember what I said, you can make it bigger, but you can't make it smaller. And the amount I'm taking off is probably, if you had to measure, it would probably be like 1 millimeter, if that much. And this is where you need to be really careful when you cut this. Alright, once I get the main cut done, then I'll just take my knife, just get a little thing like that. It should be off. Okay. Uh-oh. I think we have to go the opposite way here. There you go. There you go. All right, now hopefully I don't have to take any more off. It should fit right in there. Guess I should get in frame. And look at that. I gotta just trim that corner down just a little bit. And I think we'll have a wiener here. Just like right here. And Wilmer, if you're watching this video, stay tuned because I'm going to show you what I meant about using the nibbler. Because I'm going to do the nibbler when I do the door on this model right here. Okay, it's almost there. I'd rather be trimming it all the time than saying, oops, I got a mistake. See, that actually fits in there, and it's nice and tight, but it might bow out just a little bit, and I don't want that, so I will go ahead and take just a hair. Actually, if I look here, I can see that's got a little belly right there, and also right here. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that all up. I'm going to cut the rest of the windows out, and then I will show you guys how to use the nibbler to cut the door out. So stay tuned, and we will be back here in a few minutes. Alright guys, today happens to be your lucky day. What I mean by that is I always tell you to make your holes smaller so you can make them bigger, right? Well, I made a mistake. Yep, I made a mistake. And how are we going to fix that mistake? You can see right here that I have a lot of movement in that window right there. Okay? And how we're going to fix that is with these two little guys right here. We're going to put one on each side just to keep it centered. But these are like evergreen number 100 or 101 or 102. I forget which one this is. I just picked one that was laying here on my desk. So anyhow, how we're going to do this is, while this window is in there, we're going to take one of these guys and we're just going to put him along the edge right there. Make sure he's in all the way and down all the way. Then what we do is pull the window all the way this way and take this one and put him in on this side. And we're just going to slide him in there. It's already cut to size, I think. Alright, so now both of those in there, no movement. Anyhow, all you need to do now is just glue those in there, and you're done. So that's my tip of the day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Alright, let's get back to what we were doing. Talk to you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, as you can see, I now have all 5 windows installed. Oops, wrong way, this way. And they all fit good. I had to make adjustments on a few of them. I don't know what's going on. I've been having problems measuring stuff lately. But anyhow, I'm going to show you how to use this tool. Unfortunately on N-scale it's kind of hard, because one of the things you need to do when you do this is you actually need to drill a hole where your window is going to be, and that hole has to be 3/8 of an inch. Now, on these windows it would have worked because I would be able to get the 3/8 of an inch in there. But when I get a window like this, 3/8 of an inch would destroy that whole square. So that's why I prefer to cut my windows out in N-scale with my knife. Now, for the doors, because I can come in from the bottom, I don't have to worry about drilling a hole. So that's what we're going to do now. And as you can see, I have the drawing for the door. And I showed you guys earlier the door that we're going to be putting in there, which is that guy right there. And again, I don't know if you guys remember, but all of these doors and windows get painted that espresso brown. Alright, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to close that guy out so I have the whole window for myself. When you start cutting this stuff out, here's your line. Maybe I should zoom this in a bit so you can see. So here's your line, and you need to have the outside of the tool on your line. Okay? So, with that being said, now this is 30 thousandths plastic. I made a mistake earlier and said it was 20 thousand, but no, it's 30 thousand because it's going to be an interior structural wall. And I don't know if I can do this, but Wilmer, for somehow or another, Wilmer was doing his this way, and that was kind of hard, I think. So Wilmer, next time you do this, you need to do it from the front and just tilt it up where you can see where the blade is and just chop away. Or I should say, nibble away. Now this was a gift to me, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago by Eric Hall, IMRRO.com. He gave me this because I hated cutting windows and doors out. So he took it upon himself to get me this tool. And sometimes you just need to get all the scrap pieces out of there. It's just like a hole punch. So we'll just keep on going here. And again, I'm going to cut this a little bit smaller than it needs to be. Just remember, keep the outside edge of the tool on your line and you'll have a straight line when you're done. And I'm sure that I might have to sand this down a bit to get any rough edges out. Alright, I have two lines, so I'm going to go to the first one first. I don't know why I drew the second one. I don't remember. So we'll go to that first one. And now we'll just repeat the process on this side. And once we get this side done, I'll show you how we'll get across there. So let's do it. Now this one here, you'll keep the inside part of the tool even with your line. And you just go ahead and start cutting. It's a great tool. And once you get used to using it, you can do it pretty fast. Okay, let's get on that same line now. Okay, now to get that out, you don't need to go vertical. We can go horizontal. Just stick your tool in there and just twist it around and just start cutting. Make sure you keep the inside part of the tool on your line. And I got a feeling I'm going to have to make this a little bit bigger, but that's okay. Alright, so now I have my hole for my door, and I see I got to adjust it right here, and that's okay, we can do that. But anyhow, I just want to show you how easy it was to use this tool, and to use it this way. I don't know how Wilma was doing it, but it didn't look very comfortable the way he was doing it. I don't know, it just didn't look comfortable to me. And normally if you were doing it the way I just showed you, I'm sorry, but it didn't look like it. Anyhow, I just wanted to give you an idea of how to do this. All right, let me clean some of this mess up here, and we'll see if this door fits, and we'll go from there. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and continue on this build, and I don't think we're going to have enough time to do everything I wanted to do in this video, only because at this point it's already 16 minutes long, and I like to show everything I do on these builds so people can catch on and start doing scratch builds on their own. Anyhow, as you can see, I have my wall all done. It's been painted on the inside, so there'd be no light bleed if he decides to put lights in there. I also want to show you guys that I did make a mistake. This is the original one that I did, and I was using the 30 thousandths plastic, but I found it really hard to cut these windows out and get them to the exact size, and I had to adjust a lot of them as I showed you previously in this video. So I just went ahead and just did a whole brand new one. Rather than waste time trying to fix that one up and then try and put the brick over it and get the right size so the windows would fit. Okay. So anyhow, with all that being said, we are ready to go ahead and put the brick facade on here. So we're going to measure it out, and let's see what we got here. And let me tell you, this wall was hard. I mean, I know model railroad involves some mathematics, but I am not a genius, and I could not figure out this angle right here. I had to keep playing with it until I got it right. So anyhow, this is, to this corner right here is 66 feet. And I'm going to have to do this in two pieces. I don't think, well, I haven't tried it. I don't think that I'll be able to groove and bend this stuff. So I'm just going to do two pieces, and I'll later on figure out how to cover up that seam. So we need to have 66 feet and make sure the brick is going in the right direction, which it is. Okay, and let's get it right on the 0. And we go 66. Now I'm going to make it 66 and a half, and then I'll trim it after it's on the building. And that's the way I do it. It's just an extra precaution I take to make sure that the size is right. Lately, I don't know what's been going on with me, but I've been having problems measuring and cutting, even using the measure twice and cut once. As Dave, Dave being SF will vouch for that. Just building and cutting the wood on my layout, I've been screwing up big time. All right, let's move that out of the way. Let's get this over here, and we will make sure we're on the marks. And again, I mentioned earlier about these blades, and these blades are pretty sharp actually. And I'm not even putting any pressure on that. I'm just kind of letting the knife do the cutting. And one more pass and we'll be through. And there you go. All right. So now, just out of curiosity, make sure that we are good. And we are. So now we'll measure the height. And the height is going to be 35 feet. So, you know what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to make it 36 feet. So we orient the bricks the right way. And we'll go to 36 feet. Now this is going to have to be done in two processes here. I have to wait, after I put this wall on, I have to wait for it to dry before I can do the second part of this. So we have 36 feet there. And I did make sure that the piece that I'm cutting on right now was square, and I used my grid to check it. All right, there's our marks for that. And let's see, is this long enough? Yes. Okay. All right, so here we go. I'm going to cut this piece out. And I'm cutting on the outside of the line just to give me that extra little, in case I make a mistake measuring. But then I can always trim it down later on. 3 passes. Very cool. And I do have the second piece ready for the other wall. All right, so now make sure it's all good. Oops, stand up you. And put them up there. Now the most critical part of this is getting this seam to be right on the seam. So when I butt the other piece up, I'll be able to clean it up nice along the edge here. Anyhow, procedure is the same as it was previously. We're just going to smear this up with glue and put that piece on. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera just to save some time on this video because it is getting quite long and I don't want it to be that long. So with that being said, we will be back here shortly. All right, guys and gals, what you are looking at right now is the wall that I was working on. And as you can see, I've got the angle down and I've got all the windows in there and it fit perfectly. I am very proud of this. It looks really good. And if you could look at the picture to your right, I guess it would be, you can see that I copied that pretty good right there. And I'm going to see if I can get some smoke-colored plastic to put behind the windows rather than clear stuff. I think that'll look a lot better. Anyhow, with all of that being said, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed this part of the build for Oxnard Travel Center. I was hoping to get more done in here, but this video is already too long, so I decided to cut it here. Anyhow, with all that being said, that's it for now, guys and gals. Hope you enjoyed it. And again, your questions, comments, input, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSS 6951. And because out for now.